Hey, welcome back to Morning Talks with Mike. I'm Big Mike, and that there is Sir Paul Honeyman.
Better known as Grumpy Old Git.
The grumpy old git. And I found out that a git is an old fart of sorts. Is that true, Paul?
Yes,
A grumpy old cantankerous fart is a
basically.
git, Git, in the English language of slang. And warning, grumpy old git is in the house.
Yeah, I've got two. I've got two in this and two in blue.
So there you go.
My daughter bought them for me.
Oh wow. I need one of those. I like blue.
That's the sort of relationship I have. We
I
can
got
laugh.
I got the Texas pecan coffee. I'm ready to talk about getting old. All right. Things that didn't bother me as a 18, 20, whatever year old guy bothers me now. Things that I have learned that I didn't know I hated. We're going to talk about all that today. And I put the link up there if you want to come up and join me and tell me the things that you have learned over time that you hate now. And now I get it. Hate is a big word. All right. Yeah, it's a 4-letter word, but it's big. When you absolutely hate something, and I made a list of things that I hate now that I didn't hate back when I was in my 20s, my teens and my 20s. You know, Paul and I were talking and before the show, and I said, I remember I hate Paul. Paul is a 4-letter word too. But when I was in my teens, my 20 teens, 21 teens, because I was still running around acting like a kid, the dating world was different back then. All right, you could feed a young gal a bunch of crap, and she would believe it. And okay, she'd start dating you, she'd start sleeping with you, and I'm going, man, I got some words, I got things that's working in this dating thing. And then you get married.
And then he lost it.
Then I got married. All right. Married for 22 years. And then I started dating in my upper 40s again after I got divorced. Man, did things change. I hated it. I absolutely hated it. And why did I hate it? Because what worked back then didn't work now. Why? Because the women are smarter. The women have gone through a bunch of shit when they were younger and marriage and all that stuff. And you had to be smarter than the average man to have a conversation, because everything you said it came back with another question. Like they were trying to confirm, like you were on the witness stand, and they'll drill you on the crap that comes out your mouth. Kudos to you all, ladies, okay? You learned.
There's Jody coming in.
And it didn't work. And I absolutely hated dating in my 40s. Terrie and I have been together for 16 years, going on 17 years now. But man, did I hate dating in my 40s. I hated it. Lord.
I can analyze that for you.
You
You never grew up.
No, I did grow up.
No, listen. You didn't grow up as you were aging. Because when you were in your 20s, you were all bullshit and bluster. And the girls were for it.
I will agree to that.
And when you were in your 40s, bullshit and bluster doesn't work anymore.
No.
Because they've learned you need to be honest.
Yeah.
And that is why you hated the 40s.
That is true. Women made you work. Yeah. But yeah, I'm going to tell you something. I put a list together and we're going to go over my list, but I want to hear from you guys on what you hate now that you're not in your teens. I don't think I have teenagers watching our podcast. I don't think I have 20-year-old people in my podcast. Basically, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s listen to the podcast or listen to our channel. And I think that y'all are probably smarter than I am. And you probably remember things that didn't bother you when you were in your 20s that absolutely irk you now. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So I want to welcome everybody in. Paul, thanks for joining. As always, Paul is my co-host. Well, yeah, okay, we can call it that. Yeah. Jody, first of all, Jody, thank you for those 5 memberships that you graciously bless people with. She says, I just like gaining weight and wish I had my teenage figure. Yes.
Me too.
I remember eating like there was no tomorrow, and I was 6'4". I had gotten out of basic training. I think I was like 200 pounds, and I got out of basic and I was 169 pounds when I got out of basic training. Skinny as a rail. I remember I have a picture. We had a party in the barracks, and I was leaning up against the wall, and I had an Auburn t-shirt, you know, the ones we used to wear that was cut off at the rib cage.
You mean the girlfriend's t-shirt?
Yeah. And I was wearing that, and I had a big stein of beer, and I was drinking it. And I looked at it, and I go, man, look at that flat stomach. You can actually see the muscles that are now, which formed the keg in my older years.
Yeah, it's
because
like me.
I could lose weight. I didn't even worry about it. And now I'm 300 pounds. I just got on the scale at the doctor's the other day. I'm back to 300 pounds. I am down from 325 that I used to be. And I fluctuate between 300 and 285 pounds. That's my area. But when I got out of the Army, I was 224 pounds. And I was in good shape and everything. And then life took over. Oh my gosh. did life take over? And we're going to talk about all that stuff here on the show. But before we do that, we got a lot of people in here. There's Roadkill Ron. Oh, no, there's Miss Arlene. Clicked on the wrong one. There's Roadkill Ron. Welcome in.
Does he not remind you of Rusty Robertson?
Yeah. There's James Hall, y'all. Welcome in. Rainy Ridge is here. I'm going from the bottom to the top. Evelyn Newman, welcome in.
There's my favorite Karen.
There is Heartland Headquarters. Let me see. Yep. There's Karen Brest. Welcome in. Said Jody. Trying to. Hey, there she is. Jamie's here. Morning. I was raised with a mother saying, "Why would a man buy a cow if the milk is free?" Laugh out loud. She whispered the word sex. LOL, bless her sweet soul. You know, there's some truth to what your mother said.
Yeah. There's a lot of truth in that.
When it comes to guys. All right. Why buy the cow when you get the milk for free? You know, I heard that same thing on 2.5 Men. Charlie used to spew that all the time.
Yeah. If
you get the milk for free, why buy the cow as long as you got someone to clean your house? And that was Berta, his housekeeper. Okay.
She was hilarious.
Yeah, she was. And you know, God rest her soul. She did pass away. But there's some truth. And as a guy, it was very, very convenient for us not to get married if you're going to get everything for free anyway. All right. Because remember, guys only need a few things. All right. They need to eat. Okay. They need to eat and sex. What else is there for us? That makes us happy. We're not gatherers, we're hunters.
We're blessed.
Yeah. Uh-oh, the bedroom door opened.
We are blessed. Christine from Gillen Farm is in here.
Hey, there she is.
Good morning, beautiful.
Good morning, Paul.
Hey, David Glunt, welcome in.
Oh, that's my favorite pet peeve.
What's that?
He hates non-handicapped people parking in handicapped parking spots.
You know, it does. It irks the crap out of me that people do that and get out and run into Walmart. Well, as a former cop, it bugs me even more that you see that. And people think, hey, I'm borrowing my grandma's car. I got to run to the Walmart, and they park in the handicap slot. Okay.
We've had our laws changed for it because of people who were doing that.
Yeah.
They've turned around and said, if the handicapped person is not in the car, you cannot use their badge.
Same thing here. That person has to be in the car. You may be driving, but that person has to be in the car. That's the law. Okay.
The best thing about my car is it's registered to me as a disabled.
Right. Putting my teeth in every morning, face falling along with everything else. Double chin. I could keep going. Yeah. Oh man.
Tamra, you need to grow one of these. It hides the chin.
Yeah. More chins than a Chinese phone book. Hey, Jan. Welcome
I got
in.
one.
Welcome in. Evelyn saying good morning to Karen. Christine's here. Hello, listening while I work. Listening while I work. I can't even whistle no more. Yeah. I want to welcome you in, Christine. If the milk is good enough, you'll buy the cow. Okay, there's some truth to that. Okay.
Yeah. The only problem is when the milk's good enough and you buy the cow, you better make sure that cow's with you all the time.
There's a man thing that somebody you would date is not necessarily always the one you're going to marry. Okay. If you're a young gal and you're just throwing that stuff around willy-nilly, yeah, that's not, as they used to say, somebody that they're going to take home to mama to meet their mother or whatever whatever analogy you use is not. But I will tell you that men, when they choose a spouse that they want to marry, and she wants to marry them, different criteria than women they would date just for a good time. All right. And the same thing. If a woman found out you were I'm going to say it, a whore dog, that's not the type of guy that a woman wants to marry. Okay. Because if he can jump from woman to woman and yada, 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 what kind of security is that if you're always going, man, if you marry him, then, what's he doing now? And, all that stuff comes into play and it will drive a person crazy. Okay. And it's kind of like I had a friend that was married for, I want to say 15, 16, 17 years.
How long was your first marriage?
22. But I can honestly say I never slept with another woman that whole time.
Yeah.
I got divorced and it got bad. I'm not going to lie to you, because marriage takes a lot of work. Okay. And a lot of people ain't willing to put in the work. I'll just get divorced. Okay. But I got divorced when I got the phone call, and I guess she didn't mess up, but at the time, it says, hey, if there's some, you fill out that HIPAA form, and it says, who can we talk to if we can't get a hold of you, and about, medical stuff and everything that. And she, of course, back at that time, she put my name down on there. We forget about that, I guess. And I answered the phone and they said, yeah. I said, she's not here right now. And she said, this is such and such from Dr. Such and Such's office. And we got her test back. She goes, hang on a minute. She goes, oh, yeah. We can just pass on that. And she goes, and congratulations, she's pregnant. And I'm thinking, and this was back in '99, and I'm going, oh, okay, and hung up the phone. And I'm thinking, what the heck just happened? Because I had a vasectomy in 93 and I can't have no children.
Yeah. Vasectomies are not always permanent.
So that was enough. And I'm not one to forgive anything like that.
No.
Okay. And I'm not willing to work something out and possibly raise somebody else's kid. I'm not going to do that. I'm not that much of a man. I am the type of man that would, when people say, oh, you're dating, I have children. That had never been a problem or an issue with me. Or else I wouldn't have married Terrie. It's not. And I think that in those cases,
Both my exes had kids.
If a man is willing to take on the responsibility of, I'm not one that says, well, I'm not going to, we can get married, but I'm not going to take care of kids and I'm not going to do this. And that's his responsibility. There's a certain, I believe, a certain amount of responsibility when you marry their mother.
Mm-hmm.
That's a whole package for me.
Yeah.
I hate the word. Here's another hate word I hate. I hate the word, that's my stepchild. That's my stepkid. I say the words, we have 4 children.
Yeah.
Okay. No, that's Terrie's kids. No, because that's not the responsibility you take on. Is it challenging at times?
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, you damn right it's challenging. All right. I was scared. Brittany scared the hell out of me as a teenager, as a driver. Okay. Man, one day I seen her come around the corner like she was in NASCAR making the left turn into our cul-de-sac. And I'm just like going, holy crap. And Brittany's still that way today. She likes going fast. But she bought her own car to do that, and that's what it's made for. But Brittany broke my heart one time when she told me, because I got onto her, and she goes, I hate you. And that broke my heart when she said that. And it was, and I talked to Terrie about it, of course. She didn't really mean it and stuff like that, but it hurt when she said it, and I will tell you, I love Brittany as if she was my own child. I love her to death. I love Austin. And I'm going to just tell you that a blended family is a blessing over having a newborn. I have friends that are my age and older who have newborns right now. And I just look at it and I go, oh my God. 65 and being a dad. 70. I have a guy that was 72, married a 20-something-year-old and has a child. And I just go, oh my Lord, I couldn't do it. And it's on my list here. Screaming little kids. When I was in my 20s, it didn't bother me at all. I mean, hey, it's what you deal with. But now, screaming kids get on my freaking nerves. And you know what else gets on my nerves? Parents acting like they don't even hear the child.
Yeah.
Kid could be screaming and they just go on, oh, yeah, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just going, are you freaking kidding me? I don't know these people, but I do want to be the kid's grandpa right now and go slap the taste out of them kids' parents' mouths.
Yeah.
They don't even know what's happening. They are oblivious. It's like buying a house next to a freeway. Yeah, it bugs you at first, and then it's just white noise years later. I can't do that. I didn't do it as a parent. Okay. And the same thing with out of control kids in public and parents counting. The thing I hate, I'm going to count to 3. And I'm just like, oh man, in my day, there'd have been 3 swats on the butt already.
Mum used to do the count of 3.
Oh man.
She'd look at you and she'd say 1, 2, and by the time she got to 2, everybody had gone.
Yeah. But I will tell you that everything had a consequence when I was growing up. My grandmother was the disciplinarian in our family. We lived with her after my dad died, and my mom and them were no longer together. And there was no counting, right? It was her. She would no facial expressions, and she would snatch you up. She was a big lady. She was a registered nurse, and she was strong, and it was just right to the point. Whoop that rear end, and God, you knew you were in a fight. But I never did that with my kids. I think I whooped my kids, each one of them. I think I whooped them maybe twice. I don't believe in reasoning. I hate it when I see these young parents trying to reason with a 2-year-old or a 3-year-old like they freaking understand. Excuse me. Okay.
I hate it when the parents you're on public transport, you've got a kid in front of you screaming their bloody heads off,
Yeah.
jumping around on the chairs, and the parents have just got their earphones in.
Yeah. Can't stand it.
Yep.
All right. Speaking as someone who is handicapped, it makes me fighting. Yeah. People parking in handicapped parking spots and they're not handicapped.
Oh, I think we might be due for some snow.
Oh, is your joints hurting?
Yeah, and it's just gone bloody cold. It's dropped down from 40 to 35.
Okay. David?
Scotland got some snow last night.
Ooh. Her house is smelling good right now. Cooking bacon.
Yeah, I could do with a couple of bacon egg sandwiches right now.
Christine? Yeah, we call it shoplifting the pootie. It's shoplifting. That's the term used. Most of my space robbers are mentally handicapped, at least. Oh my gosh.
I love getting arguments when I walk into the shops because they don't know about my ailments. And I can still get by pushing a trolley.
Yeah, I mean,
or as you call it, shopping carts.
I don't know. I mean, there was different standards back when I was a kid. And now I did have a sister that got pregnant in high school. I have 6 sisters, and one did get pregnant in high school. And yeah, I'm glad I didn't live in the house at the time, and I don't know what my sister actually went through. But yeah, there was different standards in when, like back in my mom's days. And you got farmed out to relatives. They got you out of so people didn't see or whatever. But yeah, it's a different thing. Now it is sex nowadays, because I raised 2 boys. And when they were in high school, everybody in school, for some reason, knew all the girls that my boys slept with. And I didn't even know. I was so stupid. I didn't know what was going on. And then one day I had to leave for the weekend on a business trip. And I got home and the laundry basket was full. I looked around the house. I go, yeah, they either didn't clean or they had friends over or something like that, but they did their best to clean the house up before I got home. So I threw a bunch of stuff in the laundry and got it out the dryer. I took whoever's it was and put the laundry on their bed, and left a note saying clean laundry, because they would just throw it on the floor. And then one of my son's drawers was open, and I went over there to close it, and I seen a camera. And I go, my son doesn't own a camera. And I, of course, opened up the drawer, and it was one of those Sony handy cams with a little door that opens up. And I go, what the heck? Where did you get this? So I'm sitting there and I hit the play button and I'm going, holy crap. And I'm seeing 2 naked girls in my living room dancing. And all these kids are in my house. They got the kitchen chairs. They're on the couch and the love seat. And some people were sitting on the floor. And these 2 girls were dancing in the middle of the floor. And it was a stripper contest. And I'm going, wait a minute. And I froze it and I go, I know those 2 girls. They go to high school with my son. So I'm fast forwarding through this thing, and I see things that I didn't know these teenage kids were into and all this stuff. And when the boys got home, I went out to the Walmart and bought a cable so I could plug that mini cam in and it could go to my TV. I said, guys, sit down. And I went over there and Mike seen the camera on top of the, wait, Dad. I said, no. And I hit play. I said, this is what's going on in my house. Oh, we were just hanging out. I said, when I hung out as a child, it wasn't contest and the sexual contest that I observed on the camera. I mean, yes. And I'm going, I couldn't even go out of town for the weekend. It was crazy that it's all acceptable. Oh, we're just all friends. I said, I had friends and we didn't do this. Okay. And of course, it got around school that my dad found the camera. And of course, the girls are going, camera? What camera? And I'm just like, man, guys, you guys messing up. You can go to jail for this stuff because they were all underage.
Yeah.
And it's like going, holy smokes. But, I guess I can say I hate the acceptance of what kids do nowadays because right now there is no standards. There is no, I mean, I don't know. You look on TV and you see all these kids, they're like, they're making these covenants of chastity and all these other things. You see kids, and then you see the kids that my kids were dating, and they were, I mean, I seen some of these people that they go to church every Sunday, and I'm going, what the heck? So I don't know that morality and how to carry yourself nowadays is like it was back then. I'm sure it was. I mean, I'm sure people had sex when I was a kid, when I was in high school and stuff like that. But it's like, it's crazy that, one time they said, hey, Dad, can we have some friends over for a sleepover? We're going to be in the den. And at the time, the house we lived in, I had a den and it had a fireplace with the TV on top. And I said, yeah, sure. All of a sudden I got home and there's like, 6 girls and 8 guys. And I said, whoa. I know this one girl. Hey, did you call her up? I said, hey, did you let your daughter come over here for a sleepover? Oh yeah, the kids do it all the time. I'm about to say, I got a film I need to show you. This is what kids sleepovers are all about. But yeah, I got off on a tangent, and because that's a PTSD thing for me in raising kid. What aggravates me is seeing a relative that isn't handicapped driving their parents' car, parking it there. Yeah, I can't. Yeah, anybody that does that. Yes, there are too many men want a woman with a high body count. Really? They want one with a high body count?
But they don't want to marry them.
Oh, they may not want to marry him, but yeah. I mean, look, here's the thing. If you meet somebody, the past is the past. Who cares about the past?
Yeah.
Are you going to dwell on the past? That will drive you insane. Now, granted, when I met Terrie, she was perfect. All right. She was perfect for me. And the past is the past. Who cares? Now, have we talked about, we've both been married and stuff? Yeah, sure. But I think that as an adult, concentrating on the relationship and who the person is more important than a body count. So that's just me, though.
I'm going to really get into trouble for that one.
I have about 20 kids that call me Ma. They're my kids. I'll fight anyone who says different. Yeah. David took on the role as a man of the house when my boys were at the "You Ain't My Daddy" phase. Oh yeah. Yep. It takes a strong man. I'm going to tell you something, because the kids that are brought into the blended family, it can be there can be some controversy there. Did you want something, Freya? I know you're a good girl. All right, there you go. You're a very needy girl. That's what you are. Go see mommy. Go see mommy. Go see mommy. Go. You got to go.
Freya.
Yep. Hey, some parents aren't willing to discipline their children. There's some parents that just want to be their kids' friend. I'm here to tell you, your kids got enough friends. Okay? They have enough friends. They don't need another one.
They need parents until they're 10 years old. Then you can be their friends.
My grandma didn't spank. She thumped you in the head. Oh my gosh, do I remember that.
My grandma's favorite thing was her slipper.
I thought my mom and my grandmother had eyes in the back of their head because they could sling a shoe from any direction. Yep. You don't even have to be in line of sight, and they would whack you with it.
Do you remember the old skulls?
They're
like flip-flops, only they've got wooden
buttons. Yes.
That was my mum's favorite footwear.
Gosh.
And she could throw that thing like a bloody boomerang.
I still remember the day my sister called my grandmother the B word, and everybody, that's bitch. The chair went over. Here's what you know what I love on YouTube is when
my brother did the same thing.
You see a teenager mouthing off to their mother, and all of a sudden the dad walked in and heard it, and the next thing you see, wake up, sweetheart, and he's tapping her on the cheek. Oh, there you are. Welcome back. You lost your mind for a minute and passed out. Yeah, you got knocked out.
I watched one of the YouTube ones where a grandmother did that to her grandson. The grandson was giving the mother hell after she just finished an 18-hour nurse's shift. And the grandmother was there. And the grandmother just walked into the kitchen and punched him.
Oh.
The mother just grabbed a bucket of water and threw it over his face. That's because I couldn't be bothered.
Yeah.
Yes. Rebecca asked the question, do we think she's handicapped? And I turned around and said, based on what I've seen of you moving about, I'd say yes. And somebody says she shouldn't have a badge. And that brings us up to date with that one.
All right. My son had tents set up in the yard and skinny dipping in the pool.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Was he by himself? Is it skinny dipping if you're by yourself, or does skinny dipping rely on two people?
Skinny dipping can be a whole group of people.
Well, I know that, but is it really skinny dipping if you're by yourself, or are you just weirdo?
No, skinny dipping basically means naked swimming.
Okay.
And I did that in Canada.
My oldest had a stripper pole in his apartment. Did the apartment come with the stripper pole?
No, he put it there so Jamie could practice.
And was it OSHA approved? And was there a weight limit on it because of the anchoring points?
Well, Jamie says she's getting a handicap tent. And I said she's going to use a stripper.
You have an
Stripper pole for
apartment,
an age of 40.
your parents come over to visit, and you got a stripper pole in your. Whoa, what's this? Yeah.
Oh, that's just Mum's practice pole.
James Hall said he was a deviant.
I was a bastard.
Hey there, Bowen. How you doing? Bowen probably came in. He goes, "What the hell are they talking about?" Believe
The
I've
best
seen a lot before I was 18 growing up in a big city. Yeah. And that's the difference. People out in the country and people in the city, but kids are kids.
Yeah.
Kids will find a way. Yeah. It's like my grandmother said, you only need a few seconds to get pregnant.
pulling out's not always quick enough.
Good morning, Butler Family Farm. Susan and Jerry. Good to see you. Oh, yeah. I remember that. Back then, they had special schools for you to go to.
I found out.
Those are only in Beverly Hills now, and that's for drugs.
Yeah. I found out something about the American Indians.
What's that?
When the young girls got pregnant because they'd been raped,
Yeah.
if they got an abortion, they were sterilized.
Really?
Yeah. If they went to the clinic on the reservation, they were sterilized.
I didn't hear about that.
I arrived at the house of 5 male renters early one morning. I never did that again. Bodies everywhere.
Huh.
Was that before or after you wore them out, Jamie? Jamie's the biggest cougar in town.
Wait. Jamie is saying what? She used to go skinny dipping all the time?
No, she says, I arrived at his house of 5 male renters early one morning. I never did that again. Bodies everywhere.
Oh. Yeah. Good morning, Virginia. A Bill Gates clinic. But here's the things. Going to the bathroom.
Every 4 hours.
All right. Going to the bathroom, getting older. Here's my thing. Do they make a taller toilet? Because the ones you buy are way too low.
Put it on a pedestal.
Especially if you have bad knees. Okay? I want to know where you can buy, or do you have to special order taller toilets? Because I have mine and Terry has hers. I need mine a little taller because when my knees get below 90 degrees, it's hard as hell for me now. And I hate that. Just telling you what I hate, guys. All right. Now, I do know that they make these toppers, and I had to have that when I got my hips in because I couldn't go down that far, or else I'd pop them or break them or whatever. But those are not the most comfortable things to do, but you needed it at the time. But I'm just wondering if they make toilets a few inches at least taller than the normal toilets, because I need one. And if I find one, I may just go out and buy it.
Ron says, in his late 20s, early 30s, his mum only entered his house once in 10 years. I can tell you now, my daughter's only ever come into my flat or apartment, whichever you want to call it, once. Now she knocks or she tells me she's coming. Because I used to go around here before it's because of her I wear shorts.
Oh, David Blunt says they do sell taller toilets.
Yeah, you can also get around that with putting.
Now, if it's taller, Terry would never use mine because her feet would be dangling. So we can't have that. Only in my toilet room. Or she'd have to put a stool there, a step stool. She kind of does to get into bed. Our bed's so tall, Terry has a step stool on her side. So she can climb into bed every night. The next thing on it, the fear of death. All right.
That's something I lost a long time ago.
I think that the fear of death is an earthly thing. Okay. And not really a spiritual thing. It's an earthly things, the things that you will miss and stuff like that, and you'll never see again. It's all earthly thoughts, when in fact, when you do die, and I believe this, that you'll see everything. And that's just the way I believe, but there is a fear of death. Here's another thing that I hate, guys and ladies. I hope you can understand this. Men, if you don't understand this and you haven't gone through it, get ready. I hate that Terry is too hot. No, it's too cold. There's no happy medium. My comfort is no longer a factor in my house.
But it's not your house.
I know. I'm just one of the renters. Okay. But when you are with a beautiful soul, a great woman, and she gets to the point where everything is uncomfortable. 5 minutes, she's
knockout.
5 minutes later, she's freezing cold. I mean, it is like a freaking the temperature can change, and you're going to end up with a tornado because of the hot wind hitting the cold wind, and it's a lot because my comfort is no longer in question.
There's a way to sort out the hot and cold thing.
What's that?
If she's hot and she says, turn the heating down, you turn it down, but you only go down 10. If she says she's getting cold, turn it up 5.
Well,
you never have that much of a variation.
Paul, let me tell you something.
No.
In the roommate agreement,
There's no roommate agreement. No.
I'm too hot. I said, can we turn off the fan? I'm freezing to death. No, it's not cold in here.
It's not.
See?
At night, it's 67. During the day, it's at 70. That's it. That's all I do.
And you're moaning about that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because he's cold at night.
I am a hot-blooded person. My boiler does not
go to bed in the cold.
change.
My
boiler stays the same.
No, I'm hot-blooded. I have to have it cold when I go to bed.
I like a constant temperature.
Then set it at 60.
Here's another thing I hate, Paul.
3 degrees.
Enjoy your coffee, sweetheart. I hate joint pain.
I don't believe you've just told Terry to shut up.
I didn't tell her to shut up.
You told her to enjoy her coffee.
I did,
That's
bless her
the same
heart.
thing.
And she's so pretty. Joint pain is another thing I think I share with a lot of people. Getting old sucks. Okay.
And the
Getting
cramps.
old sucks. Hello, Wanda.
And
Good
the
to see
cramps.
you.
Getting the cramps at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Now, I will tell you that once you get to an age and they said, hey, you need new hips, there's no more pain in my hips, though. But it's not like I'm going to go out running and climbing and doing all this stuff.
But if you've got hips that can no longer painful, can you not get back on your bike?
Well, here's the thing. No, I'm going to explain it to you. And I think I've said it before. Now that I got the hips done, I guess the hips hurt worse than my knees did. Now that they're fixed, my knees are driving me insane. Okay. And I can't ride because I have deterioration of the L3, 4, and 5. And now it's spread down to my S1 going into that part of my tailbone. That's why I can't ride. I mean, I can probably get my leg over the bike now, but
at least you can get your leg over.
my ass bone hurts. And I miss riding my bike. I do. I miss it. Hey, Christy Betts. Oh, I couldn't have it at 61. I would go into hypothermia at 61.
Bollocks.
No, I can't go to a chiropractor either with what I got.
No.
They cracked those bones. They're cracked.
Yeah, I am not allowed to go to a chiropractor.
Yeah.
They told me that after my first surgery.
And I'm going to tell you, arthritis is just a human form of rust. And sometimes I think the rust is the only thing keeping my body parts together. Yeah, it does. I mean, the pain is so intense. Oh, it's crazy.
Christy says her son-in-law won't be coming back.
Uh-huh.
You have to be comfortable in your own place, and if they don't like it, it's their
with
fault.
the joint pains, the other thing that I hate is the mobility part. Not doing those things you can do. Kneeling down, getting underneath your camper, getting down on the ground to get under the camper to open up the low water storage tank to get it so it'll drain. I have to call my granddaughter over. All right. She has to come over and get underneath the trailer and open up the drain cocks and stuff like that. Because grandpa can't get down because who's going to get me up? Terry, my granddaughter, they can't lift 300 freaking pounds. But mobility is another one. Hey, and along with that, since we just last year went through the elections, politics bugs me more now than it ever did in my prior life.
Because you can think about it now.
I think that because I got to the age of understanding and I finally paid attention to how many stupid, idiotic people are running for office, listening to the spew garbage. In my opinion,
You're wrong.
I am.
You're wrong because they're not running for office. There's a lot of them already in office.
Yeah. And get ready, guys. The 2026 midterms, they're going to start Oh my gosh, here we go again. I'm going to tell you something. If it goes like it's gone in the past, every time somebody controls the House, the Senate, and the White House, the next midterms, like history, they were already in there. There's no urgency to go vote and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden, the side that we're trying to clean up goes back into power, and nothing ever gets done because the president won't sign crap that they want to get through. Okay, either the House or the Senate will flip, and nothing will get done. The Speaker of the House, the Speaker of the Senate, doesn't have to put anything on the floor they don't want to. And that shit needs to change too.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why Trump got
Not
screwed.
like you work in a government office that I've worked in before, and you go, no, I'm not even going to look at that crap. You lose your job.
That's why
Why
Trump
don't
was
you lose
screwed
your
when
job?
they fixed the elections to keep Trump out and put Biden in. That's when he was screwed. If he'd had 2 terms, one after the other, things would have been a lot different.
Yeah. I agree.
For starters, that bloody wall would have been finished.
Yeah. That's basically it. I mean, I can't understand how AOC got into office, because I sat there and listened to her. I sat there and listened to her, and she is dumb as a rock, in my opinion. Okay.
No, it's not your opinion. It's every sane person's opinion.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Oh, that's right. You had shoulder surgery, your rotator cuff. Yeah. Let's see.
Jamie says, my AOC, her teeth come out, I heard.
Her teeth. Oh.
Well, she does look like an old nag.
Well, no, I mean she's a good looking woman.
She looks like an old nag.
No, she does not.
She looks like an old
She's
nag.
not a bad looking lady.
With her teeth, she's got a horse's mouth.
The things that she spews tend to make you go and think that way, because her thoughts,
it's not a horse.
her thoughts and words do not match her looks. Okay. She takes on things that she's not well educated on. Okay. All right.
She was a barmaid.
Well, you got to be pretty smart to know how to make all those drinks. But
and I was wrong. She's not a horse. She's a jackass.
Well, there you go. All right, Wendy. Hey, welcome in. Oh, if you probably needed the sleep.
Yeah. I mean,
what
just the day after New
What
Year's.
is Jamie talking about? Long hair to hold on to.
AOC.
Oh. I didn't know where Jamie was going with that one.
Well, that's what happens every time AOC takes one of the younger.
There's only one time a man should be holding a woman's hair.
When she's being sick.
When she's sick, throwing up.
And I'll bet nobody thought I was going to say that.
Just give her a scrunchie. Yeah, if you go out drinking, you need to have a scrunchie in your pocket. All women should have a scrunchie if you're going to go out drinking.
Christy, we were talking about AOC.
Ben's Over Acres, welcome in. Glad you're here. Here's another one that irks me. Technology.
It's going too fast forward.
Well, they say technology doubles on no matter what you're working on, doubles every 18 months. So if you bought a laptop, and we purchased a MacBook, in 18 months, whatever they're putting together in the new MacBooks, they create the programs.
I'm not going into that.
They create the programs and stuff like that to match where they want technology to go to. So your computers and stuff become obsolete after a while. Okay, you're working off old technology. AI is moving way too fast. All right. Now over in Asia and stuff, you can buy a doll that looks like a real freaking person and works in your house and does whatever the hell you want it to do. The government, in their wisdom, stopped using hard copies, and everything had to put in this thing they call the cloud. The cloud. Well, it's not really a cloud. They just call it the cloud. It goes to a storage
in the
facility.
cloud so everybody else can back into it.
It goes to a storage facility.
Yep.
And you say, "Oh yeah, I got all my stuff saved on here, blah blah blah." I mean, this new technology makes law enforcement just their job just easier. Say, "Hey, here's their cell phone now." Remember the thing where, "Oh, we don't have the password unless you have the dead person's thumb or you put it on their face or whatever the way you get in there for your two-version authentication thing."
You put it in the cloud and that's all gone.
And now you got to do a facial recognition. You got to have a password, a user ID, and then sometimes besides all that, they want a 3 to 4 digit security thing. Then you have a number for your account, and then you turn around and you can't have the same one for this one. And you're going like, what the hell? I carry in my wallet a piece of 11.5 by 8, and it has all my passwords that I've ever used because I can't remember that crap. And yeah, password is not a good security word. Neither is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. So you have to come up with all this stuff and you have to put it on there. And then when I work for the government, every 6 months, you got to change it. And then you got to change it for every program that you use within the government. And it can't be the same one. It's crazy. It drives me nuts, technology. And what happens to the government when someone takes down the entire DOD computer system? Like that 14-year-old did from Thailand years ago. We just sat on our thumbs. We didn't have no computer service. I think about 10 days because of a 14-year-old kid. And if a 14-year-old kid can take it down and you're dependent on it, okay, all this technology, on a big screen, let's do this and let's do that. And we got a pointer and we can click and we can do all this stuff. I hate it. I like the days when you had a briefing chart and you put all your stuff on the briefing chart and you flipped it. It was easy. It never went down. Now, good Lord, if somebody took out that storage cloud, everything that you got saved on it, and you're like the government or you're like a big corporation or something like that, and you're on your knees praying for someone to fix this stuff. I think that IT guys aren't getting paid enough nowadays. They should be making what frickin' the owners are making to keep these companies afloat and up to date and all that stuff. Because what do? My computer's down. Oh my God. It takes a system administrator to do anything. So you got to call the IT guys. They got to come in. They got to put their special ID in your computer or whatever, or they got to link into it and they have to fix it. You can't do that. That's what I hate. I hate it. All right. Whew, I hate technology. Life was simpler when you didn't have it.
Yeah.
I'm waiting on a call. Well, you better be at your house. Okay. Yeah, you can't track your kids no more on their cell phone.
I'll boast of that.
Yeah, I do too.
If I bought my granddaughter a cell phone and it had tracking device, tracking on it, that would stay on.
Yeah.
I couldn't figure out how to turn my daughter's on, but it turns out on her iPhone, she actually tracks every one of us.
Oh God.
If you like that one, you should see some of the other stuff that's been said.
Oh my gosh. Years ago, I walked away from someone who was screaming at me. They pulled my hair and I turned around and knocked them to the ground. What were we watching, hon? Oh, you know that TV show Psych?
No.
There's a old TV show called Psych, and the little boy came home and he had a black eye. His dad's a cop, and he told him. She said, "Sean, get over here. Were you in a fight?" "No." "What happened?" "I got socked in the eye." He goes, "You got socked in the eye?" I said, "Yeah." Who hit you?" And he goes, "Emily did." "A girl?" And he goes, "Yeah." "Well, why did she sock you in the eye?" "Because I didn't pay attention to her." "What?" "She asked me to come over and sit with her at lunch, and I did. And she was, talking and talking and talking. I don't know what she was talking about. And I was looking over at another table, and she told me, 'Are you listening?' And I turned around, and she socked me in the eye." And the dad said, "I'm going to teach you something. When you're with a woman, eyes on her eyes as she's talking. All right? Because a woman likes it when a man listens. Okay? Women are about details.
Is that right, Terry?
Yes.
See?
Yep.
We don't ask questions. A dude tells us something, we go, okay.
Yeah.
But if you told the same thing, like I told on our live before, hey, Paul told me he got divorced. And a woman would say, wait, why is he getting divorced? I don't know. What do you mean you don't know? Did you ask him? No, he made a statement and didn't ask for my advice. That's a statement. But he's your friend. You should be asking questions. No. As a guy, we don't ask questions.
Men do not do that.
All right. Women do.
Unlike
Women are about the details.
Unlike women, we don't like to put our noses in it.
They love the details.
No, they just love getting their noses in it.
I'm just going to leave it. They love the details.
That's because you've got a beautiful woman there.
Yeah. And I haven't ate breakfast yet. And I may be cooking my own after this one.
After what you said to start before we started, you should be cooking your own.
Oh, I renounce anything you say I said.
No, I heard.
Oh, Terry goes, but I heard it.
I know, that helped me howling. I heard that. I was honestly expecting Terry to come round with a cast iron skillet. And today, for talking with Big Mike and Paul, Mike's going to be a bit late.
All right, come on, Fred.
We heard Terry. Yeah. Oh man, I'm missing somebody here. There's Philip W. Ryder. There he is.
Yes, Big Mike thought Terry was flat asleep.
At the time, I thought she was.
Yeah.
You should know by now that I'm not sleeping.
She always sleeps with one ear open. And that's,
Thank you so much. You too.
and I think that she's the reason I fell out of bed the other day, because she was having nightmares, and I think she punched me or something, or kicked me.
You were getting frisky in your sleep. You were getting frisky in your sleep, so she had to push you out of bed. You see what James said?
No, yeah,
No.
Dad. I remember. I seen that because the daughter had her cell phone on, and he had a tracking device, and it led the cops right to her. Yeah, I agree. Another thing is instead of a cell phone, they make jewelry like a necklace. The one I seen was a cross, and it had a tracking device inside the cross. And the daughter wore the cross every single day.
They got that from Vin Diesel in what's the Cars franchise he was in?
Hey, Deborah. How come it's not hidden? Oh, there it goes.
There we go. Good day, Deborah.
Welcome in. Everybody's saying hello to Deborah. Yeah. Yeah. Terry's like an elephant in that way. She remembers everything.
Did you hear that, Terry? He just called you an elephant.
Yeah, I heard.
I said her memory is like an elephant. Paul, don't get me in more trouble than I already get myself into.
But that's part of the fun.
I backed off an abusive man with my grandmother's skill. Ooh. Yeah. And you know what? And I don't understand it. Even when I was a cop and you go to a domestic disturbance and the woman has been just beat the hell up. And then you're going to handcuff the guy. As soon as I went to this one where, he beat the holy tar out of that girl. And we were handcuffing him, and he was a soldier. He handcuffed him, and she jumped on my back and started beating the crap out of me. Get your hands off of him, blah, blah. We're going, whoa. I thought I was doing you a favor to get the problem out of the house, and then she turned on me.
Yeah.
And I did not try to remove him as protocol dictates, because when you go to the police academy, and you go through your domestic disturbance, that is one of the things you have to make sure. You need a partner, or you need to call backup. You got to keep your eyes on all parties. If you turn your back for a second, okay, whether he beat her up or not, that's her. Something doesn't click, and you're hurting him, and he's screaming because you're using as much force as it takes to get him on the ground and under control. You will be turned on. And I learned a vital lesson that night.
Don't take a lot to turn me on these days.
Well, yeah, you're going to need a cross for Kevin one day just to see where he's at. He may just wander off. Okay. You see those shows where, someone leaves the old rest home and they're just out wandering around. That's the only reason you're going to need one. Kevin's in it for the long haul with you.
Yeah. She says down there, Kevin's memory is confused. He says it's her.
Yeah, and he drives a hot red Camaro.
You want to know what I hate?
What?
I hate that I had to buy these today.
Terry had to buy eggs. For the first time, she had to buy eggs because our chickens are revolting. She's getting 3 eggs a day now. And everybody's getting that. And she did read, if you live, I know if you live in Oklahoma, I forgot the home and what's it called, babe?
The what?
The farm and home where we get everything. Gosh, not Tractor Supply.
Oh, Atwoods.
Atwoods.
I thought you were talking about the feed store.
If you live in Oklahoma or you have an Atwoods wherever you are, there is a feed called Meat Bird. Okay? Meat Bird. And it's made specifically for meat birds to put the weight on those birds. That's how, when we did it, that's all we fed them. And that's why we had 10-pound roosters and stuff like that, because of that meat bird feed. And I feed that meat bird feed to the quail. Okay? And they do fine. The reason they're saying to if your chickens stop laying in the wintertime or whatever, feed them the meat bird. It is 22% protein. Okay? 22% protein. Not like the other ones that are 15. That boost will get them through that non-laying time. Terry found that out after doing some research and stuff like that. And I got to go to town anyway. And meat bird feed it is that we're going to pick up. But it's $17.99 a bag. So we're going to pick up our regular feed, meat bird feed, and stuff like that, and switch them around, making sure they get the protein they need to get that boost and stuff, because the regular feed just doesn't have it in there. And we're not one of those people that create our own food and all that kind of stuff for our chickens. They're chickens.
They get leftovers.
Huh?
They get leftovers.
They do get leftovers. They love chili. We're going to have chili. Terry's going to make a gigantic pot of chili. And we'll have it for 2 days, and what's ever left, the chickens just devour it. They love it.
Have you got any excess on roosters?
I do.
Well, you want to get one and cull it in front of the chickens. And then when you rip out the feathers, you start talking to them. This is what's going to happen to you lot if you don't start giving me them bloody eggs.
Terry goes out there and talks to him. I don't know if she's
well,
crazy. I don't know if it works, but she's told him that she is not happy with him.
Well, they're gonna be soup.
Yeah, going to be chicken broth,
That's the best thing in the world.
Chicken enchiladas. There's only 2 of them, so they don't have to be big either.
David Blunt says, I heard if you give hens eggshells, it helps with laying eggs.
Yeah, it helps. The calcium helps. That's when your eggs start having a weaker shell. But Terry has a calcium stuff that she mixes with the feed, and they eat that, and that helps them out too. But you can take the eggshells, just let them all dry, put them inside a Ziploc bag, and just crunch them up till it's almost powder, and you just pour that on their feed, and they'll eat it too. But they'll eat the whole thing.
Well, you know why? Chickens, we came down from the apes. Chickens came down from the velociraptor.
Yeah. There is our cabin in the woods. Tony's here. Welcome in, brother. Rourke said I busted an abusive man with an axe handle. Woo! He stopped beating his wife. Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, it's all about power. She had a neighbor screaming for help. When I called the police, she couldn't press charges. Some
wouldn't press charges.
Or wouldn't press charges. Yeah. Oklahoma, you're going to jail.
Yeah. I believe that should be the same everywhere.
Yep. Now there are some abusive women.
I was about to say,
not like there are men that do it, but there are some. And see that kind of, as a guy, I go, wait a minute, you're a dude. How what?
Mike, I'll put this out there. I always agreed real men don't hit women.
That's right. You're absolutely right.
Arseholes hit women.
Yeah.
But as we grew up, once it got past 2010, girls think they have a right to beat the shit out of a man and he's not allowed to hit them back. I changed my my opinions on that. Real men don't hit women unless they start beating them.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, everybody's getting 3 to 4 eggs, and some people aren't getting any eggs. Terry,
I get mine from the store.
Yeah, that's what Terry did, and she didn't just buy the cheap eggs either.
Of course she didn't.
Well, those were the cheaper of the brown eggs.
They look expensive.
They're the Walmart brand.
Okay.
They had gold-plated ribbon on it.
Yeah. Here's the phrase that pays. My mama used to say, getting old ain't for sissies.
And her mum was not wrong.
She's not wrong. Here's another thing I hate, guys. I hate subscriptions for every damn thing. You can't do nothing. My phone just blows up. You have to have a subscription to everything when it comes to technology.
That's why my YouTube
hate it.
That's why my YouTube is not connected to my phone.
Oh, really?
I can watch YouTube on my phone, but when I come out the YouTube app, I don't get notifications.
Oh, wow.
Because I do enough YouTube on my computer.
Yeah. Another thing I hate is other people's drama. Now, we have a list of things that we've learned on YouTube. And the number one thing that we've learned on YouTube is do not get involved in other YouTubers' drama. Now, it's okay to sit back and watch, but don't get involved in it. It never turns out good. And that's one thing I hate. Do not bring me into the drama. Or we don't step in and say anything. We just go, hey, we love everybody, but I do not like other people's drama. Here's another thing I hate, and it happens all the time. Stop changing things. You don't need to change things. Oh, we need a rebranding, Cracker Barrel. That didn't go well for you either, did it? Okay. Apple, Microsoft, Google, YouTube. Just because you guys are bored over in Silicon Valley, stop changing things up just because you're bored. I don't know how many times we have to go onto these programs, edit videos in certain programs, and they just change it up. It may be good for you, but it sucks.
I hate it when they rearrange the superstores.
Yeah.
You go in one week.
Here's another thing I hate. And this is, Terry hates it too. Deciding on what we're going to have for dinner. When I was young, I didn't care. I just grabbed stuff, ate, and ran. Now it's like, Terry goes, what do you want for dinner? And I'm eating breakfast. I don't know what the hell I want. Now, when you're hungry, you can probably come up with a list of things. Then you got to say, okay, which one of the two of us is going to make it? I hate that. Oh my God.
Do you know where you're messing up? When Terry says, what do you want for dinner? You just say, whatever you're making.
Yeah, I mean, I'll eat anything she makes except for liver. That's the only thing I do not eat is liver. Calf's liver, chicken liver. I don't care. No liver for Big Mike. I'd rather take an iron pill.
I love liver. I hated
liver.
I hated it growing up. But when I grew up and my mother made it a certain way, liver and onions with bacon.
Mm. Here's Terry loves liver and onions. Can't eat it. I will throw up. One day we went to a restaurant called Wheeler's. It's closed now. And they had their special was liver and onions. And Terry says, oh, do you mind if I get the liver and onions? I said, yeah, as long as I don't have to eat it, I don't care what you eat. I mean, you don't have to ask me. And they brought the plates to the thing. And about 5 minutes later of me just watching her eat that, I went to the bathroom at the restaurant and threw up. Can't do it. That's how bad I don't like it. When I was a kid, my grandmother would make it and she forced it. She took it, stuck it in my mouth and hold my mouth closed. I do not like it. I got PTSD, I guess. And she had slapped, you better swallow it. You better swallow it. I can't do it.
I was like that with sprouts until I got used to them. Because my mum used to say, you sit there until they're gone. And we didn't have a dog.
Christy's saying if the chickens is calcium deficient, feeding it their own shell back won't help them.
Yeah, because if they're deficient in calcium deficient already, the shells are going to be deficient.
Well, Terry has a bag. It's about this big, and this lasted us 2 years. And it's got the calcium. It looks like salt rock, really, but it's calcium. It's called oyster something. I don't know. And in the mornings when there's no feed in their pen, because we just feed as we go. We don't put a big feeder in there, and there's always feed because of we don't do it because of all the field mice and all that stuff that come into the pen at night and eat everything. And then they'll shit inside those feeder holders and stuff. And now you got rat feces in there and the chickens are eating and stuff like that. That's why we don't do it. But in the morning, they're freaking starving. And so we have these rubber things that don't freeze. And we'll throw that in there, mix calcium in there, and they'll tear it up. And that's the way we get them to eat the calcium, the oyster calcium stuff. All right. Yeah.
Did you see what Evelyn Newman says? My mother tried to force me to eat liver once. When I threw up all over my aunt's kitchen floor, she finally figured out I couldn't eat it.
Yeah. Last night, we had one of our meat birds, 10 pounds. Our hens are get the leftovers and the chicken carcasses. Yep. We feed ours meat too, the carcass, everything to the chickens. They'll clean the bones on them. They love turkey also. Yeah, they will. In fact, I watched this one show. It's called Simple Living Alaska. Great couple.
I watch them and all.
And everything they catch or eat, or they get a moose, a caribou, and they've already tried to debone as much as they can. They always give that meat and bones to the chickens, and they will pick it clean. Yeah, they are carnivores. They'll eat anything.
Rebecca, I'm jealous. Her mum made the best liver and onions. Now she can get it from the senior centre, and it tastes about the same.
Yeah. And Walmart does that all the time. You go to Walmart and go, whoa, wait a minute. Oh, that's moved over here. Why? Well, it's just they're saying people will like it over there more. I'm going, you just got me freaking confused.
Stay safe, Gina. Have a good day.
Yeah, have a great day. You were never made to eat liver because you like it, or I can't. It's just Yep. Hello. Welcome back in. I'm glad you're here. Let's see. I'm trying to read and see what I'm going to post up.
James says typing with his left hand sucks. James, you do realize there's other things you can do with your left hand while your right hand's not there. And later on, you'll have a choice.
She made the best liver and onions. Yeah, that's what people tell me. Oh, you've never had it the way I make it. Sorry, I ain't eating it. But I'll tell you what, I love Kolb's liverwurst.
Oh, I love that.
I love it. The Braunschweiger, I love it on toast, on bread. I don't care. I love it. It's liver.
It's like
but it's made. It's processed a different way into like a pate, and I can eat it. But man, something about liver. Randy Rich says, I got to get back to work.
Hey, Sal's.
Oh, really? Liver problem solution, lemon juice, hot water, early morning, regular use.
Yeah, I don't think that's eating liver. I think that's your personal liver.
Oh, that's your liver. No, we're talking about cow's liver, any kind of liver that you can eat off wild game or anything like that. Now, I can eat heart. I've eaten it a lot. I like it. It's really good. Like a deer heart or an elk heart, a cow's heart. I can eat it.
I've never had
I've
venison.
I've eaten cow tongue. I just cannot digest or get it. It just delivers.
I've never tried venison.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man, it's good.
Well, don't forget over here, killing deer used to be a criminal
Oh, that's
offense.
a king's deer.
Yep. So if I want to kill a deer, I've got to go over there to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I love Braunschweiger. So good. Sal's Camper Life. Welcome in, brother.
You know what? Did you ever get liverwurst in your ration packs?
No.
We did.
No.
We used to get a little tin about 1.5 to 2 1.75 deep, 3 inches wide.
Yeah.
And that used to be for you peel it back and your dry biscuits.
Mm.
You put it on your dry biscuits.
Yeah. Another thing that I hate is wearing fancy shoes. I'm at the point in my life, guys, where I'm okay wearing orthopedic shoes with Velcro straps. I wear the Skechers slip-ons.
Yeah.
Oh man,
I'm at that stage where I can't even. I'm at that stage where I can't wear socks.
I can't wear socks either.
I can't put them on.
Well, I can't either, but I don't. I do. I got this little thing that you put the sock on and you can just slip them on. I don't.
Yeah,
I can't wear socks, and I don't know why. And I just wear the slip-ons. I just put my foot in there. I leave it alone. Terry says less laundry to do, but
well, Terry also says you're always putting your foot in it.
yeah, I can't put socks on because I put my foot in my mouth. Don't want to choke. Yes, that's me. I like comfort. I don't give a crap about stylish or anything like that. When they came out, when it was acceptable to wear dress tennis shoes with suits, I said, man, good Lord, I love you guys. Yeah. And I don't know if I got it. Yeah, I got them here.
No, Tony, I can't put them on because my bloody hips and knees don't bend that far anymore.
So I've got these. All right.
Get your shoes off the table.
That's bad luck, I know. I've got these. I got them in blue. This one's in blue. I got another one in gray and black and stuff like that. And,
Be right back.
All right. And they do have shoelaces here, but they're what do they call them? Like rubber bands type thing. They stretch and they're loosely tied now, but I can just take these and I just slip into them. And they're called Orthotic Comfort. And it's made by a company. That's all they make is these orthotic ones, or Ortho Comfort. That's what they're called. That's the name of the company. But the VA gives me shoes because of the disability I have in my knees and hips and all that stuff in my feet. And so I get a pair. And I looked through this big catalog and I said, hey, I kind of like these because it's got the white edging and stuff. You could wear these with a blue suit or whatever anytime you want. So that's why I got them. And they give me a pair, I think, every year now. I get a new pair, and then I go to like the shoe rack or something like that, and I just buy Skechers and stuff like that. So yeah, it's very comfortable, and I hate dress shoes. Those hard bottom shoes, can't wear them. I hate that I can't drink alcohol. Some people are going, well, what? Whoa, wait. I don't like it. When I was a young man and I went out partying or I drank or something like that, man, the next day I'd pop up and I'm ready to go again. Now it takes about 2 to 3 to a week to recover. So I don't drink anymore. Now, when I go to meetups and stuff like that, the only thing I drink is beer. Don't give me no shots or nothing like that. I just drink beer. And it's usually like something light, skinny beers, or when my friend Angie is there, we enjoy the tall Bud Lights. I didn't really get into the whole because they did that change at Budweiser with the girl guy and stuff like that. I didn't care. I like Budweiser, and I love Bud Light, and that is the beer Angie and myself really enjoy. And I'm happy to say Tony keeps her well stocked when we go to meetups, and Tony, thank you for that. Free beers are always welcome, but I just can't recover no more. I hate it.
Hey, Jonesy.
My aunt was a congressman's wife, and she wore tennis shoes with her dresses. Yeah, I think it's cute. I like girls with cowboy boots on and dresses. Call me weird, but I like it. I see girls nowadays, Brittany's friend and all them, they wore boots. They had their maid of honor and they were all wear boots. I think it looks cool.
I think you should wear whatever you're comfortable in.
Yeah, Angie and Mike drink beer. We do.
I'm waiting to hear the story behind that, Tony.
I don't think Tony drinks. I can't remember ever seeing Tony drinking. I've seen him with a soda can in his hand. I don't know what's in it, but I've never seen Tony drink a beer.
Well, I don't drink anymore, but there's not a day goes by that I want one.
Yeah, I don't drink outside of a special occasion. And a meetup is a very special occasion for YouTubers. Yeah, and speaking of it, it scrolls across the bottom on everything I go live on. Make sure you make your reservations. Go to MT Homestead on Facebook. Get all the information. Make your reservations now if you're bringing an RV or you're camping in a tent. You know, you got to make it now because the spaces are getting bought up by people who are not part of the meetup. Okay, so Terry likes that Blue Moon with a slice of orange. She really does. Oh, Tony drinks Long Island iced teas. Yeah, that'll tear you up. Sal says he doesn't drink. Nope, can't even have one. One leads to 12. Yeah, that's true. If you can't,
My problem was anytime I crack a bottle, I'd have to finish the bottle.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't want the stuff left in there moldy.
But one bottle, it got to the stage where one bottle was never enough.
Yeah. And that's when you
And I'm not
need
talking beer.
you need to recognize that's a problem. And see, and the thing is, alcoholics can't even go social drinking. When you're an alcoholic, you're an alcoholic. You're an alcoholic for life.
Yeah.
You
And
know,
that's something that they asked me, how did I get over it? I said, well, I just stopped. But you need a reason to stop.
Yep. And here's another thing I hate. People asking me, how are you feeling? I'm old. My shit hurts all the time.
Yeah.
Okay. How you feeling? Oh, no. You don't need to ask me.
Oh,
I hurt all the time. All right. Something on my body is aching all the time.
well, you married Terrie. I'm not surprised.
No, she is the best part of my life.
Yeah, but she comes with more bruises than anything else.
Here's the last thing that I hate, guys. I hate stupid ass people. You've seen them. You've heard them. I hate stupid ass people. I don't care if you're driving a car. All right. Drive your car. Put your cell phone down. Okay. Strap your kids in. I notice things like that more now than I ever did before.
And yet, 20 years ago, Mike, you could take the kids in the back of the truck.
Yeah. That's how we got around. We traveled. I remember we traveled from Rockford, Illinois to Arizona in a Buick Wildcat 88 convertible. And it was a convertible all the time because the roof stopped working. And yes, it rained on that trip. And we had plastic bags over our head. Our legs got wet. And that's how we traveled. We had a U-Haul trailer behind us, a small trailer with everything we owned hooked to that Delta 88 Wildcat. And it was probably as long as a short school bus. That were the big, long metal cars. And it went like this all the time. And I'm going to tell you something, no seat belts in it. You know that little thing in the middle, the armrest thing came out of the back of the seat. And I would sit on that and catch bugs in the forehead. It was the way things were, but it's not like that no more. They have conditioned us to see all this stuff. All right. And the last thing, I hate stupid people, but I hate it when parents threaten the kids and do nothing to follow up on it.
Yeah.
Don't threaten your kids. Just do it. Like Nike says, just do it. Okay. I'm going to pull this car over and I'm going to whoop me some kids' butts. No, just do it. How long does it take to whoop a kid?
20 seconds.
Yeah, as long as it took to make them.
Or as long as it takes to catch them.
Oh yeah, the Rockford Files. Yeah, but we lived in Rockford, Illinois. I was born in Beloit, Wisconsin. The only reason I was born in Wisconsin was my mom and dad was going back to Rockford from my grandfather's dairy farm in Wisconsin.
And your mother couldn't hold you in a little longer.
Water broke, and she said, "Dave, pull this thing over." And he pulled it over. There's in Beloit, Wisconsin. There's the hospital, and that's where I was born. Other than that, I'd probably be born in Illinois, but It's the way,
Yeah,
you
your
know,
mother, your
it's the way
mother
the
couldn't,
water broke as the
your
world
mother
turned.
couldn't keep her legs shut.
Yeah.
Mike's going, get me out of here.
Yeah. I bet you do. Now, I do not like it when truckers are on their phone. It kind
No.
of scares me when they're texting. Hey, get voice text. All right, employ your voice text. Stop looking at your phone or whatever. Or they have a TV and they're watching a TV program while they're on the road and they're driving. Yeah, I get pissed off at that. I get pissed off at people in cars texting and oh shit, off the road there, over the center line. I'm texting. Oh, this is very important. I got to tell her I seen an eagle. I seen something. It's crazy what people are doing. Yeah. James Gardner. My sister was in a movie with James Gardner. Okay. It was filmed at Apache Land Movie Theater outside of Apache Junction, Arizona. It was a Western. James Gardner was in the movie, but my sister was a townsperson. And the movie theater out there, they would announce when they're going to film movies and stuff like that. And people would go out there and sign up and say, okay, they give you a paycheck or whatever. And she would dress up in the period and she was walking up and down the street or across the road or she was somewhere. But she always did that. She enjoyed that.
But he should get you a very large safe driving citation. I was driving a articulated vehicle with a flatbed trailer. And in front of me was another one with steel bars hanging over the back. And this mother with 3 kids in the back decided to overtake me and try and cut in front of me while she was texting. And she plowed straight into the bars, killed herself instantly. Them kids didn't have a chance.
Wow. Hello, Ed. Welcome in. Hey, and I will tell you,
He's been lurking.
Christy Betts says, I like the Rockford Files too. TV is crap these days. We have an app on our Apple TV, and it's called Tubi TV. Tubi. You'll know it when you click on it. It goes Tubi, Tubi. Anyway, all those shows are on Tubi TV.
How's it go?
Island, Bewitched, Mr. Ed, the Rockford Files, you name it, it's all on Tubi TV. It's very good. I Dream of Jeannie, everything's on there, and that's what we watch. We watch that a lot.
How's it go again?
Tubi TV. So think about it, guys.
Yeah.
Tubi TV.
I only watch YouTube.
What's that?
I only do YouTube. That's my backup monitor.
Yeah. Yeah, we got rid of YouTube TV. We have YouTube on our TV. We had YouTube TV. We got rid of that because they all of a sudden the price went up. I mean, it went from $80, but it's a lot. $80 to almost $100 or whatever. And so Terry said, hey, we can get Hulu TV and we can get all that stuff on Hulu for a cheaper price. So we got rid of that app. We have that one. And it's just, they're getting so expensive now. I remember when, what is that one channel we watch? It was like $8. Now it's like, who knows what it is now. So we got rid of all that stuff, but we don't get rid of Tubi. We really like that one. We got Hulu because Hulu's got HBO Plus in it. It's got ABC, NBC, ESPN. It's got all kinds of stuff in there, and it was cheaper to get that and get that whole package and get rid of all those apps. So that's all we watch, really. But we watch a lot of YouTube TV, guys. A lot of YouTube. I try to catch up with all my friends. Everybody I like to watch your videos in the morning between probably 4 or 5 in the morning to about 8. And then 8 o'clock, I take the dogs out. But I watch as many videos that I can get in to see what's going on in your guys' life. If you're a YouTuber, I watch Gillum Farms. I watch Our Cabin in the Woods. I watch, Simple Living Alaska. I watch AK Bill. I mean, I watch the Butlers. I watch everything. And I try to get everybody in because, on the top of your phone, if you do your phone and you go to YouTube and you hit subscriptions, all the channels that I watch are across the top, and you can scroll it. And I go down that whole thing and watch as many as I can during the week. So, like this one right here is my favorite fishing show. That's my favorite fishing show, and it's called Richard Gene, the Fishing Machine. He's funny. He's from Alabama, and he's funny as all get out. But you'll learn something about fishing, trust me. Richard Gene, the Fishing Machine. But, guys, those are the things I hate. I know everybody out there's probably got a list of things you hate. I try to tolerate, okay, as much as possible. But sometimes I just go off the hinge on people. I've done it. And maybe that's the age, okay? And guess what? We're in January now, guys. We are in January. And do you know what January means, Paul?
What?
I can't believe it.
What?
January is my birth month. My birthday's this month.
I knew you'd bring that up.
You knew it's all about Mike. It's all about Mike.
Mike, last year you did the same thing.
January
And we weren't
23rd,
even
guys.
on it. You did on
January
everything.
23rd. My mailing address is in my about page.
And Terry always tells you to stop it.
If I don't get anything.
You're too fucking old to be getting things.
Oh, man. What was
January, the only thing January means is it's the start of a new year.
One year in January, my best friend, Carl, I said, dude, you haven't even wished me a happy birthday. I had to go to his place to ask, it was my birthday. He goes, oh, yeah, that's right. It's your birthday. And he went over to his toolbox. He was looking through it, and he goes, here. And he gave me a 10-millimeter wrench. He goes, I don't use this no more. You can have it.
Best present he could have given you.
I still have that 10-millimeter wrench. So, all right. Well, Terry's looking at me. She goes, you've been on here way too damn long. You've been on there 2 hours talking about hate things and things you don't like and stuff. But I'm going to tell you something. Hey, Wanda's birthday is the 25th. There you go.
Should be 39 again.
39. Looking good, girl. Looking good. Yep.
Oh, Deborah Spiker is the 16th.
The 16th. All right.
And on the 5th, in 3 days' time, it's a year since I lost my brother.
Oh. Well, my son was put on life support on my birthday. And we got the call in Korea. And it took us 2 days to get to the States to get everything approved and get the flight and travel. It's 13 hours to Minneapolis from Korea. And then from there, we flew down into St. Louis. So we got to the hospital on the 25th, and he'd been on life support, and he was brain dead since the 23rd. He was on there. The doctor says, we want to run another test, and it's called an imaging test of the brain. And they do something, and they shoot something into his vein, and this stuff is supposed to, and he was dead. And on the 26th, I had to make the decision to take him off life support. And that's how I spent that birthday in 2020, which is COVID year. Because in February, they started the big thing. But we got out of country before they did anything. So we went back to Korea. But yeah, probably the worst birthday I ever had. So it'll always be that way. But guys, I want to thank you guys for coming in. And yep, Wanda's going to be 39 again. She confirmed it. All right. So I want to thank you guys.
She looks damn good for 39.
Yeah, she does. For, spending the time with Paul and I, listening to whatever we got to talk about. We go live every Monday and Friday.
And just talk crap.
Just talk crap. All right. But we will see you guys on Monday, 8:30 Central Standard Time. So if you got time, come in. Lindy Okie. Yes. Our cabin in the woods is Tony and Angie sending love to you, Terry. That you can put up with my stuff. Yeah. But anyway.
If I can make somebody laugh, I've had a good day.
Parents should never have to outlive their children. But guys, I thank you very much for coming in. Remember, be kind to one another, help somebody in need, and always think of that. Hey, and my address is in the About page. If you want to send me something for my birthday on the 23rd. Terry's like, idiot. Hey,
I agree.
I can't make you do it.
Don't worry, I won't.
All right, guys. Love y'all. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. Okay? Paul, what are you doing this weekend?
I'll probably go down and see granddaughter.
There you go. That's what I like to hear. Yep. All right, guys. Love you.
Yesterday and they were out.
God bless you. We'll see you on the next one. Bye, guys.
Stay safe, everyone.